Something is definitely off here. It is always about the money!
FIFA says this rule is about player safety. The numbers say something very different. Every single match at the 2026 World Cup now stops for a mandatory 3-minute break in every stadium, in every climate, even the ones with a roof and air conditioning. FIFA calls it a hydration break. Fans are calling it something else. By the time I'm done explaining this, you're going to understand exactly why so many people think this has nothing to do with water. Let's go. FIFA announced that every single one of the 104 matches at this World Cup will pause for exactly 3 minutes, right around the 22nd minute of each half. No exceptions. Doesn't matter if it's 95 degrees outside in Mexico or a perfectly climate-controlled dome in Atlanta. Same mandatory pause. Every game. In theory, that sounds reasonable. Heat is dangerous. Players in hot, humid conditions can suffer real heat illness. It's a legitimate medical risk. But here's the detail that should make you raise an eyebrow. This isn't new. Cooling breaks already existed back in 2014 in Brazil. The difference? Back then, they only happened when the temperature actually crossed a dangerous threshold. If it wasn't hot, there was no break. In 2026, it doesn't matter what the temperature is. You get the break anyway. Here's where it gets more interesting. A 30-second commercial during this World Cup costs somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000. During the knockout rounds, that number jumps as high as $750,000 for 30 seconds. Now think about what a mandatory 3-minute break in every single match, guaranteed, actually creates. It creates a brand new, perfectly reliable advertising slot. Not maybe if it gets hot. Guaranteed. Every match. Twice. You know the type of deal that makes broadcast executives extremely happy. And it didn't take long for people to notice. Fans watching the opening matches saw broadcasters cut straight to commercials the second the break started, then cut back to the action seconds after play resumed. One stadium announcer even got called out for basically saying it plainly out loud to the crowd. For sure, FIFA never said, "We're doing this for the ad money." They didn't have to. The math kind of speaks for itself. So here's the detail that really exposes the inconsistency. If this was purely about player safety, why would a match inside a climate-controlled dome in Atlanta or Vancouver need the exact same mandatory break as a match outdoors in Mexico during a heat wave? Several coaches have already pointed this out directly. Breaks make sense in extreme heat. Nobody's arguing against that. What doesn't make sense is applying the identical rule to every single game, regardless of conditions. Even players have called this out. Liverpool's Virgil van Dijk said it plainly. For the neutral fan watching at home, this isn't great, and games should probably be looked at individually rather than getting the same blanket rule. And here's the kicker. Some sports scientists have actually said 3 minutes isn't even enough time to meaningfully cool a player's body down in serious heat. So if the medical benefit is questionable, but the advertising benefit is rock solid and guaranteed, you start to see why fans aren't buying the official explanation. So let's come back to where we started. FIFA says this rule is about protecting players. The numbers say it conveniently also created the single most reliable advertising opportunity in World Cup history. Maybe both things are true at once, but when player safety just happens to align perfectly with hundreds of millions of dollars in guaranteed ad revenue, you can understand why fans are skeptical. So here's the question. If FIFA actually cared only about heat and safety, why does a match in an air-conditioned stadium need the exact same break as one in extreme heat? You tell me. Drop your take in the comments, and if you want more breakdowns that look past the official explanation and into what's actually going on, subscribe. New video coming soon.